Oh, sorry, I was just adjusting some of my videos anyway. Oops. Oh, stupid fucking crap. There we go. That's better. Right. Okay. Back to where I was, which was having a drink of water, clearly. Okay. So 13 minutes. That's fucking stupid. Maybe kill. I don't know. See that? I might get rid of that one because I think any sort of videos under a certain time parameter I will probably get rid of because you know there's certain videos where I'm streaming. So I mean, okay, some of this stuff I should be editing probably, but that one probably didn't get many views, so we'll just get rid of that. We'll just bye bye. 25 minutes, 27 minutes. Let's have a look. Let's see. It says as well. I try to do. I try to keep most of my videos professional if I can help it. There's always going to be a certain circumstance where it's not the case, but always going to be those moments, it seems. Two. Okay. I'll probably just kill that one, maybe. What else we got? What the hell? I just deleted that one. Please wait, deleting videos. Take your freaking sweet ass time, won't you? Okay, there we go. Let's get through those anyway. Let's see. It's always those anyway. Let's see what's just for the moment. I don't really need that one anyway. I don't know. As I said, there's some videos where I get a lot of views. There's some videos where I get very piss poor views. I think it depends on what I'm doing too. That one got owned for copyright music. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, some videos where I ultimately enjoy myself, they always get done for copyright music or get issues with copyrighted music. What the hell, seriously? Ridiculous. Okay, so let's see. I don't know. As I said, most stuff in certain situations it's got to be taken as a light-hearted sense of humour, especially the stuff I get up to. I mean, I've done a combination of different things on my YouTube channel, depending on how my mindset is, you know, things like that. And sometimes it can just be. It can be that. It can be other things, I guess, you know, to a certain extent. So, YouTube, gaming. Keyboard. Okay. I don't know, it's always good to just go through some things, change your videos around from time to time. As I said, you know, it varies with the videos, I guess, and depends on the extent of the videos too. You know, there's always going to be situations where... I don't know, anyway, my point is, I don't know, most of my videos, they get a reasonable amount of views. They do actually get a few people who view them, so... there's a couple of videos I've come across clearly which are just, not bullshit, but they're just... They never got any views to start with, and they were copyright tagged to begin with, so I don't see the point in keeping them around. That's the problem. So, yeah, you know, it's unfortunate but true. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Alright, back to my main screen. Alright. I mean, I don't know, as I said, sometimes I feel great. Well, I don't know. Sometimes my video, I don't know. It depends on the video, though. I mean, some videos I've got, and they get a ton of views. Sometimes they don't get a ton of views. It just depends on what you're doing, you know. The other thing, too, I guess, with some of my videos is that some of the older ones used to get a lot more views. I mean, depending on what I was doing, what I was getting up to. Gaming, things like that nature, things of that nature, you know. And I think it varies with some of that stuff, unfortunately. Well, mostly, or in most cases. So, you know, it's pretty good. I'm entitled to get a little, I don't know, angry, I guess, sometimes. But, let's see, my video, my channel. So I was just having a look and seeing that video. It's useless. It's only 13 minutes long because there's a fucking error in the broadcast. So yeah, it's 4 minutes. That's just useless as tits on a ball. So fucking died in the arse. 18 minutes. That died in the arse too. 59 minutes. See, 59 minutes is not a bad effort by me, but anything lower than that, I tend to delete because it's just, you know, at least if I've done it in hours, or at least an hour's worth of video streaming, I know I've actually achieved something, you know, I've done something properly. It's the thing. It's the reason that I tend to delete. I don't delete all my videos, but some videos I might delete just because they're getting freaking old, or they just didn't get a lot of views, or there's a particular reason for them that way anyway. Shit. That's impressive. Oh no. Shit. What am I doing? Restart the damn stream. There we go. It's fine. mindset, people. Anyway. Anyway, alright, so let's see here. So back to where I was, sorry, I was just talking to somebody that I randomly talked to. Friend of a friend? Friend of a friend, it seems. So, okay, so going back to what I was saying. Let's just clean up some of this stuff. I'm always cleaning up, well, some of my videos I'm always cleaning up. It depends on my friend of mine, oh, shit. No, as I always post a lot on Facebook anyway. Well, I will say though that when it comes to free speech, Facebook has been putting a lot more have a go on it. But then the other side of it too is you've got to consider there's a lot more people reporting each other on Facebook. It's not as common to get reported. Well, see, it's I have broken a couple of rules on Facebook about some of the things I've posted. I admit that, but I mean at the end of it, it was primarily trolling stuff, and it wasn't targeted at anybody specific. It was just having fun with a troll group. But yeah, apparently I had a little too much fun, and I got carried away, which that's clear that I did. You know, not just carried away, but obviously I learned a lesson in the process that, you know, there's certain things that, you know, you just got to step away from. To, you know, I don't know. My justification at the time was it seemed like a good idea at the time. That's at the time, but it wasn't. It ultimately wasn't a good idea. Probably wasn't the smartest idea, to be honest. So, you know, it's going to happen from time to time that, you know, we all inherently make some stupid decisions, and I know that I did. But yeah, I'm going to say at the time it was not the best decision I could have made. I probably could have handled it better. And I probably could have looked at it from a different perspective, but that has, I mean, that's, the other side of it too is it was a troll group and they didn't really want to see it, not just that, but I guess at the end of it, you know, I went too extreme for them. You know, I went over the top and, you know, anyway, I got kicked out of there, so it's not a big issue, but I know at the end of it that that did happen. Not just that, but I know that, you know, there was obviously an issue going on, not just that, but, you know, yeah, it's just the way it is, I guess. But unfortunately, you know, sometimes in life you gotta learn that there's some lines you can step across and you're perfectly fine, and there's some lines you step across and you get a situation that pops up, especially these days. It's a notoriously bad thing, but it's true. There's certain situations you get into in your life, especially whether it's, say for example, it is an internet troll or whatever, or other things you might do. You know, you do eventually learn when you've stepped over a line or you've stepped over some type of line. And, you know, I did. I admit that. I stepped over a line. And I know that I went over that line. That's the thing. So. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know. See, the problem is, though, I tend to be a person, my synapses are always firing at 100 plus. I mean, there's rarely a moment that my synapses aren't firing at 100 plus in some way or another. And I think the main problem I found is that people interpret that either one of two ways. They either think that just because your mind is moving at 100 miles an hour, that you're some type of drug addict or something along those lines, or they think that you're they think you're on something stronger, you know, or, you know, like some really nasty drug or something. I don't know, that's my point, but anyway. Which, no, I've never been on any of those types of things in my entire life, and I never plan to go on those types of things, that's the truth. But this is my point, see, this is my point. I'm a type of guy, caffeine gives me a natural boost anyway, so, you know, it's not a big issue. I don't know, I do try to get as much sleep as I possibly can. I mean, that's another thing they asked me. I said, oh, you know, do you get enough sleep? And I said, yeah, most of the time I'm pretty good with sleep. I try to get as much as I possibly can in most cases. It's funny though, somebody did call me this afternoon about TV, and I'm like, okay, TV, no. I don't repair TVs. I repair computers, I repair gaming machines, I do a lot of that stuff. No, TVs, I don't. It's never something I've really personally done. I might get into future repairs of them, but I've never had any experience with them, so I don't exactly know what would be involved to repair one. So it'd be something I'd have to look into anyway initially, so yeah, it's not a problem. Alright, so back to where I was talking about, so we've got here, let's see. I do need to adjust some things on my, let's see. What the hell? There's no anyway. Watching, I'm watching now. Alright, so let's see. Close that anyway. So yeah, that's alright, no problem. Okay, so what else we got? Anyway. Okay, so we got that one's alright. Done that one anyway. That's kind of though, I mean, at the end of it though, to be honest, there is a lot worse things on the internet than what I've ever done, and to be honest, mine was more of a social experiment, to be honest. And okay, I took it too far, I'm not arguing that part of it, but, you know, there's way worse things on the internet, there always has been way worse things, you know, and there's just disgusting and deplorable things on the internet, especially when it comes to the dark web and things of that nature. I've never personally experienced them. It's never something I've done myself. But you know, I've seen a lot. Well, you know, you get to know not just the rumors, but you get to know the different people who are around. And the truth is, you know, freak, it's a lot there, man. There's a lot of crap out there. That's the problem. I can honestly say, you know, it's never been something I don't condone the actions of people like that. You know. I don't condone the actions of people doing stuff like that on the dark web. There's a few YouTube channels you can refer to when it comes to dark web stuff, especially not just stories, but stuff that goes on the dark web. Particularly because there's some nasty stuff out there that does go on, you know, and that's the truth. I don't condone it, and I never will. But, you know, there is a lot of things on the dark web that I think, from personal experience, I think, you know, just personal point of view, I would never condone. I would never want anybody to do them to anybody else. And the truth is, it's kind of dark that people do, you know. And I guess that's, you can say it's not the fact that I've ever done these things. It's just that it's kind of sick to think that humans could be that deep into it, you know, and that fall that deep into that hole that they want to do that stuff, or they want to fall that far, you know. And geez, it's not always the case, but you know, there has been situations where that's happened, and it's really sad that people do that. I can't understand for the life of me why they would. You know, there's no logical reason, there's no intelligent reason for it. This is one side of it anyway, but you know, that's just life, I guess. I guess some people choose a different path ultimately. I don't know, I'm more of a, you know, surface. I mean, I'm more of a surface person when it comes to the web. Not just that, but I mean, you know, I'm more of a moral and ethical. Well, I try to remain moral. I try to remain on a moral and ethical level with most things that I do in my life. There's rarely been a moment where I've been beyond that. You know, that's my point. Yeah, it's not something for me personally, but you know, two different people. You know, we're all different to a certain extent, you know, but jeez, whatever, not the problem. But I mean, okay, the other side is I had trolled some people about this stuff, and I didn't say that I did it. I was talking about other people. I wasn't, you know, like, there's stuff on the dark web that you can find that will relate to that. It's nothing that I've ever personally done myself, and you know, I'm not going to condone somebody's actions if they do it. And to be honest, I kind of get sickened by people doing that. But I mean, there's far worse things on Facebook, and there's far worse things on the internet these days than me. This is my point. I'm not even, you know, that's my point. I've never been the worst extent of anything of the internet. I mean, I love the internet, don't get me wrong, but geez, you know, it's not as if, I mean, it's a big part of my life, no argument there, but I do actually, I will be honest, I do actually not have a problem with the internet. Not just that, I don't have a problem with, you know, trying to explain things to people either, you know. Fuck, I don't know, whatever. I guess some people just want to, I don't know, the other side of it too is maybe just the fact that because they're internet trolls, they just wanted to cause trouble for me. That was probably the issue, you know. Kind of fucking sucks that they did, but not totally, because I mean, to be honest, I kind of just went, you know, I fobbed it off. On top of that, I talked to mental health, and they, you know, they could see that I'm a person with a reasonable frame of mind. You know, that's one side of it as well. So, you know, fortunately, it's just the world. You know, some people, I don't know. There's always going to be those people who have cause and effect for negative things that have happened to people. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I think that's the main problem, you know, especially these days on the internet. Nobody, well, it's not all people, but some people don't have any accountability. Not as much as they did anyway. I mean, accountability has become a bit of an issue, you know. Who's accountable for what? Who's accountable for their... I mean, okay, people are accountable for their own actions. I'll have no argument there. But if somebody, say, for example, wants to commit suicide in there, and they're not the most strong-willed individual, and they don't have enough power and strength to for example, pull back themselves when they need to, you know, that's the ultimate truth. I mean, will they pull themselves back or no? And it varies with different people. Some people really, really are good at pulling themselves back and making sure they're okay. Other people, they don't have as strong a will and they don't have as strong a power. And I've always been a big advocate for, you know, people, I don't know, people trying to better themselves, to be honest. Like, that's the truth, you know. Not just better themselves, but maybe better the world at the same time. You know, I'm far from perfect. And, you know, I'm not, I don't know, this is my point. I'm going to talk to, I mean, look, at the end of it, you don't stop somebody from being like me, who's always pushing that agenda of wanting to make people realise that there is a sense of inner peace, not inner peace, but a sense of, you know, there is people out there who can be affected by this stuff, you know, and I've always, I don't know, as I said, it's a bit of an obsessive thing, I guess you could say, with me, because I see so many people with depression and issues of that are related to that, and I guess that I've seen it so much on the net that, you know, I guess you could say I've come to understand it a lot better, and how it works for some people, and how that emotional state of mind works too. And you know what? I think it just vastly depends on the person. But all good. It's freaking hilarious. I don't know, like, each to their own, I guess. I'm not going to criticise people too much. I don't try to, anyway. But I will point out negative things that I see. You know, that I've always been that type of person. I've always tried to, if I see something really negative or that's reflective and negative, you know, that may have an effect on a person's psyche or their ability to see or understand things better, then I don't have an issue with, you know, that then. Indeed, 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 indeed. It's always the way, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, each to their own, I guess. I don't know. Like I'm doing okay anyway. That's beside the point anyway. But like I said, it was a learning curve for me to see that certain people with certain situations aren't going to respond. Or sorry, the direct response isn't going to be the other side of it too. Other thing I guess too is the other side of it as well. Is certain information, especially because I do my repairs and everything else from home, is available publicly on the internet. So in the context of it being there and being the way it is, that's probably the reason that I got targeted too. Especially for people doing what they did at the time. I mean, look at the end of it. I got the response and reaction I sort of expected, but the other side too is I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to be that over the top. But then my reaction was over the top too. It's sort of a catch-22 thing, I was trying to prove a point. At the end of it, I did prove my point that humans do care, apparently. And which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's good to see that human beings out there do care about others. Not just care about others, but they actually understand people better. And not just all that, but humans are very understanding that way. Not just understanding, but obviously there's people out there who care, and that's the problem that we face as a society. I guess the lesson that's been taught here is, as a society, that there's a certain degree of personal disconnect when you're behind a computer screen, to some degree. Now, it doesn't always happen that there always is a degree of personal disconnect. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be a certain degree of personal disconnect, just that certain amount. The other thing too is that there is a lot of there's a lot of parts of Facebook that are, Facebook's becoming a lot more widely monitored. Not just monitored, but it's the fact that a lot more things are being, looked at. Whether it's certain videos, whether it's certain other stuff. But then the weird part is there's more violent stuff up there than me. You know what I mean? Like, that's my point. There's some really violent stuff. Like, there's actually violent stuff that comes across Facebook feeds and stuff like that. I mean, even a couple of times, with some, and I'm not saying all groups, but there's some Facebook groups that even, and I'm not saying this, not every group is like that. That's the truth. But there are a couple, at least a few groups which you can tell they're they do have some not violent, violent. Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't mind the pervy stuff because that doesn't bother me too much. What I more mind is, the violent stuff that doesn't really get censored on Facebook or doesn't get pushed to be censored at all. And it's kind of sad that that's the case, but, it shouldn't be the case, but apparently it is. This is the problem with Facebook, it's become such a police state that, trolling to a certain extent has almost become not a big issue, but my point is, it has become a police state in the sense that people don't let you, if you want to express yourself, whether it's through trolling or whatever, or combination of that stuff, it's become, like, as I said, I don't know, I think it was a few days ago that I pointed it out. Facebook and their free speech factor, or their, the factor of free speech being an issue. Free speech clearly is an issue, and it still is. Not just free speech, but how people convey themselves, I guess, to a certain extent, I don't know, that's the reason I'm sort of staying away. Not that I'm staying away, I mean, I'm still mucking around on Facebook, but when I do stuff on Facebook, it's just mostly going to be text, As I said, makes me scratch my head, in all honesty. Some people's attitude towards things. It's just life, though, unfortunately, you know. You're going to get those situations where... unfortunately, well, you're going to get those situations where that stuff happens, you know. Occasionally, from time to time, it's going to... These negative things, positive things are going to happen, and I guess, you know... Oh my god, why am I lagging? Fucking sideways, there we go. Okay, so let's see. Page. Share on a page, you manage. Page, there we go. Yeah, alright. It's... So privacy setting... That's a share. What? Privacy setting on this post means you can't share it on this timeline. What? What the hell? I never changed my privacy setting. Who can see this? Are you serious? How the hell did my privacy setting get changed? Okay, hold on a second. I never changed my privacy setting. Somebody modified that. I don't know. I don't think it's me who modified it, but public. What? Is that the... Okay, hold on a second. Maybe it's a setting specifically on... I'm thinking, I don't know, I might rotate my passwords maybe. I haven't rotated my... Oh, no, I rotated the password on this a while back. Let me just check. Check something. Privacy time. Again. Let's see. Security and login. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Log out. Huh. Change password. Okay. Sneaky son of a bitch. Interesting, eh? Let's see. Oh, that's right. That's what it is. Alright, kind of curious. Oops. Interesting. It's kind of weird that it logged in from there. I didn't even know that one. Okay. Alright. Save changes. Update password. And stay logged in. Okay. So I'll log all these devices out that I see in front of me. That way. Active now, that's fine. So I've logged all those other devices out. Log in and out of this account. Alright, log back in. Sneaky buggers. No, I couldn't tell. There's one device saying I was logging in from Sydney, but I don't know, it's a while ago. I'll just make sure we log out of it anyway. Interesting. I don't know. I do rotate my passwords from time to time, and I do periodically rotate them. So you know, checking the login activity. Oops. Logged out of that. Why the fuck did I do that? Let's have a look. Again. Okay. Settings. Security. Okay. That's good. I changed the password anyway, just in case. So that's fine. So passwords anyway. Okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I'm a wanderer. I'm a wanderer. I go wandering round. Apparently. Supposedly. Alright, so there we go. That works. That's pretty good. But, you know, either to the context of it these days especially. It's ridiculous. Anyway, not the point. Sorry, I'm logging. You know, I was just double checking my passwords because I hadn't. Down to those most of the time. Yeah. I was just logging in and out of a few accounts, but it's also logging into my main account and just checking my password and changing it. Just in case, I don't know, as I said, I'm a precautionary measure person. I'll always double check what's going on. Anyway, back to where I was. Anyway. So yeah, sorry, I was just adjusting a few things, changing my password there. Huh? What? I lost it there. I lost you. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You want? Okay. All right. Let's have a look at your channel. What are your profile? Go to channel. What do you want? A sub. Sure, I can throw you a sub, man. Ooh, okay, I like your channel. It's GTA 5. Montages. Nice. Very nice. I will sub. I will sub because I like subbing. Let's sub for subbing context. You sub for me, I'll sub for you. No problem. Edit and try again. What the hell? What? What is going on there? I've got to refresh that page, I guess. Oh, what the hell? Did that work? Or did it just die? The chat probably died. That's probably what happened. Yeah, the chat probably died. That's probably what happened. There we go, now it's working. What the hell? Error, try again. Fucking retard. No, I'm not going to get angry with this because I know that there's a fucking glitch going on here. Or there's the occasional glitch in issues, because that's going to happen. Fucking shit. No, I need to do some reinstalls, not just that. Hold on a moment. Let me just have a... Where's my... Okay. Crack open. I want to run a quick scan for something because... Not that I think I'm infected, but... If I have got bit mining tools on here, and I did have them originally, perhaps there possibly could be an infection. Nitrogen. Maybe. Distinctly possible. Come on, you fucking bitch, open up. I mean, I opened up, never mind. Scan. There we go. Okay. First thing I will do though, is I'll run a scan with that. There's a couple other printers I like scanning with too. So I've canned myself in, it'll be good. Antivirus didn't pick up anything, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't some type of infection. It's distinctly possible. Is it gonna open? Or what? Interesting. Alright. Crap. There we go. Updating. Okay. Nice. So just for my own peace of mind, I'm going to run a scan. There we go. Perfect. Much better. Right. So I'm just running a scan at the moment, just to make sure I'm not infected with anything. I don't think I was. Not that I know of anyway, but it doesn't hurt to run a scan, or a scan. Scanning your system just to make sure. Alright, there we go. Just in case, just in case. Get back to the main screen. There we go. What? Oh, fuck off. What the fuck? How come that didn't work? Reopen my freaking screens again. Hold on a second. Reopen this stupid one. Okay, anyway, I'm running a scan right now because I'm getting a distinct impression that there might be something on my computer. Ah, for fuck's sake, work, you cunt face fuck. Don't fuck with me. I will make sure I trace you down. I'm not in the mood. Come on. What the fuck? Oh, for fuck's sake. Because my temperatures are weird, because I checked my temperatures the other day. I was concerned about that. Fuck off, cunt. Seriously? Fuck you. Cock-sucking ass. No. Okay, there we go. Alright, so, okay, mind you, I'm running 3 scanners at the moment. It could be something to do with the lag. Alright, so, oh my god, it's gonna lag like a bitch. That's weird though, I've never... See, on my old SSD I never had this issue. I mean, even when I was running a few different scanners on my system, I never had this issue. So it's kind of interesting that it's cropped up now. Mind you, I am streaming, so that probably doesn't help part of it either, so, yeah. Heuristics and scan the file system. The only other thing. What do I want to do? We'll see. Alright, I'll just leave it scanning for a second there. And we'll see if it comes up with anything at all. Oh. Right. Okay. Oh my god. Alright. Where are we in the moment? What did you pick up? Nothing so far, which is good. You didn't pick up anything either, that's good. No argument on me about that one at all. Thank you very much. Okay, firmware updates. Processing. Firmware update. Okay, so that firmware is up to date. That's good. I don't need to fuck around with that anymore. Great. Fantastic, by the way. But yeah, apparently from what I gathered, I'm guessing the trolls reported me as killing, or trying to get somebody killed, paying $500 and just see somebody killed online. I'm like, oh, Jesus, really? Like, what the fuck? It kind of cracked me up, but it also kind of like, what the hell? You know, like... Okay, firstly, I'm not the one doing that shit. I know there's plenty of fucking people out on the internet who probably do. That's my point. And that kind of shit disgusts me, to be honest. You know, that kind of shit really is fucking disgusting and really fucked up, to be honest. I would never do it myself. But Jesus, you know, like, what the hell? That's my point. It seems kind of extreme. You know, like... That's my point. You know... Each to their own, I guess. Each to their own. The worst thing you'll find on my computer is freaking porn, or a nice porn collection. That's about the only thing you'll probably find. Even then. Scans. 7 minutes. 13 seconds. Alright. Threats detected. Threats quarantined. Alright, so there's no threats there. That's good to know. Something I don't have to worry about anymore. Checking with my antivirus scanner as well, just to make sure I haven't been infected with anything. And that's still going. So we'll see what that one picks up, because that scanner is normally the one that will tend to pick up some more nastier stuff anyway. I don't know, look, as a general rule, I think everybody deserves a certain degree of privacy on the internet, you know, like, I've always been adamantly with that, you know, when it comes to a lot of that stuff, especially, I mean, you know, I have a fairly public profile when it comes to a lot of the stuff that I reveal about myself, you know, and I'm fairly on par with most of it, you know, I'm fairly fairly public with most of my stuff, you know, there might be a few things I don't necessarily reveal, but it's, look, stuff that I don't reveal is not, put it this way, it's not insidious stuff that I haven't revealed. I mean, it's just some personal stuff that, you know, maybe I don't want people to have, you know. That's one side of it too, you know. I mean, there's a certain amount of personal detail you can release about people, you know, have it on the internet, you know. But I've always been, I mean, I don't know. When it comes to stuff that, like me, like when it comes to stuff that I've done in real life, or done in life, or certain things I've done in certain things in real life, I think, okay, some things I don't mind keeping from people. I'm not necessarily revealing everything to them, you know, at the end. Because, you know, I think I'm entitled to a little bit of privacy. You know? I mean, okay, I do broadcast myself a lot. You will get no argument from me, you know. I broadcast myself a hell of a lot. I mean, I've been notoriously, you know, that's been my thing. But, you know, there's always going to be a certain degree of privacy, I guess, to some extent, you know. So I think there should be, anyway. Fuck, what is wrong with this chat? It's fucked. I can't get... Okay, hold on a second. Let me log into the live dashboard and see if that fucking works. I seems like the freaking chat's broken at the moment because I can't get the fucking chat to work. Oh, that's freaking ridiculous. Sub... What the hell? What the fuck is going on here? Or maybe just put... No, that didn't work either. Yeah, fuck. What is going on here? Try again. Error, try again. Edit and try again. What the hell? Testing. What the fuck? So that come up. Why the fuck did what I just put up before not come up? That's fucking retarded. It's like it's specifically stopping me. What? Get fucked! How is that fucking possible? That's bullshit. Please explain that shit to me. How does that even work? Okay, hold on a second. Firstly, I'm trying to say sub for sub, which I was trying... Yeah, okay. It's not even fucking coming out. How? What the hell? So, you telling me the word sub for sub is not... You can't actually type it on fucking... well, what I was going to try to say to the person was sub for sub, you know? Like, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to Google this and see if there's actually something that prevents you from putting that into YouTube chat. That's ridiculous. No, sorry, that doesn't even make sense. Putting... Yeah. Huh? Sorry, say again. I can hear it. I barely hear a word you're saying. What? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that would be great. Okay. Anyway. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, so... Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. What the hell? Okay, so 20 YouTube tricks hacks. Okay, so putting some facade in YouTube chat fails. What the hell? Wait. Sorry, I'm not understanding what the hell's going on here, because if I put in hello testing and I try to put in sub for sub, every time that I try to put in the word sub before sub, it fails. Like the actual fucking chat literally fails. No, I just did the same thing again. So I'd say, for example, I put in testing, need a sub for sub. Shit. Okay, I just put in testing and it came through fine. What the fuck? So it's filtering shit. I'm sorry, that's a big load of fucking internet censorship right there. What the fuck is going on? That's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's just fucking stupid. What the hell is going on here? That doesn't even make sense, man. What the hell? Well, I was being nice to the guy anyway. I was giving him a sub, but I was hoping he'd sub me back, to be honest. I don't know whether he will or not, but Jesus fucking Christ. What the hell is going on? I can't get this freaking chat to work. Ah, for fuck's sake, what the hell? What the hell is going on here? Like, seriously, there's no reason why that should be doing that. I don't know, maybe my internet is really good, but it's distinctly possible. Alright, I will be right back. I'm just gonna go connect out of this for a second, and I will be right back.